Hey guys, Michael Stillwell here from Stillwell Pianos in Mesa, Arizona, and I am standing right next to a Baldwin L. This piano was built in 1986. It's a grand piano, measures 6 feet 3 inches from the very front to the very back. And one of the reasons we love getting these Baldwins in is because a lot of times people come in and they go, I want a Steinway or I want a Mason Hamlin. They don't want to pay for a Steinway or a Mason Hamlin, but they want that quality level. And Baldwin fits into that perfectly. Baldwin and Canabri, we both really like those brands, but Baldwins in particular are kind of like really popular. They're everywhere, and they're really well-built pianos. They're handmade American pianos. We rebuild these pianos just like we do Steinway Masons. We call them one of the 5 greats. So you have Steinway, Mason, Hamlin, Baldwin, Chickering, and Canabri. Those are the 5 top brands in the United States that we actually rebuild from the golden era. This is a Baldwin, so this is a handmade American piano, and it's definitely something that you would rebuild and pass down for generations and generations. This will probably end up in another piano store just like this, being fully rebuilt at some point in its life. This particular piano came into us in really good shape. I'd probably rate this finish maybe an A-. There's a couple little dings in it, but very minor stuff, nothing too major. We rubbed out the entire cabinet. This is a satin finish, so satin black pianos are actually sprayed gloss black and then hand rubbed out with 5/0 steel wool, and that's what makes it this satin finish. And the reason they do that is because as you scratch the piano and play it a lot, you can actually get 5/0 steel wool and just rub those scratches right out. It's awesome, and that's why most concert and higher end pianos are satin, because they end up in concert halls, conservatories, schools. They get beat up. It's way easier for us to deal with damage on a satin piano than on a gloss piano. Another cool thing about this piano is this is of the era where they had AccuJust hitch pins and floating plates. So in a normal piano, this plate, some people might call it a harp, is actually bolted down to the rim of the piano, but in a Baldwin of this era, they're actually sitting on the threads of the nose bolts, or of the bolts of the plate. So there's actually a female in the rim of the piano, and then the plate itself is threaded, so the bolts are actually holding this plate up, and it's just sitting there suspended, sitting on the threads of the bolts. And what that means is that it's live. This is a wet sand casted plate, just like you would have in a Steinway or a Bolzendorfer or a Mason Hamlin, a higher end plate. And so they wanted to create a way for it to kind of ring like a bell, and it definitely does that. And that's a lot of the reason that we see so many of these Baldwin pianos in churches a lot of times, is because they carry. They're very punchy pianos. We always relate them to like hot rods or like sports cars. They also have AccuJust hitch pins on the back. Most of the time when a piano, the string goes to the back of the piano, it loops around a hitch pin that gets pulled down to the plate. These are adjustable, so the technician can adjust how much down bearing is on the string, meaning how much power is getting pushed into the soundboard, which is the speaker of the piano. And without keeping going into all this boring technology, piano technology stuff, I'll leave you with that. It's a really cool piano. You should buy it. If you have any questions about it, shoot me an email at michael@stillwellpianos.com. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.